Hey there, I'm Tarun, a product marketer at Sanity. Today, I'm going to share with you a breakthrough new feature that we built with Vercel called visual editing. This brings intuitive content management to modern composable architectures. Let me show you a demo. So here I have a simple personal website template that we built using Next.js Vercel and with Sanity powering the content backend. It has a couple of pages and a blog content that is easy for me to edit using the embeddable Sanity Studio. Now, as I work to get this live for production, I'm going to ask for some feedback from my team. And the great part about having this hosted on a Vercel is that I have visual preview deployments available for me in the browser, and I can use the draft mode feature to inspect comments that are coming from my team. I've enabled it here on the bottom, and if I scroll and take a look and see what comments have come in, I see this one from my teammate that says, "This should be William Gibson." I assume that she's probably talking about the fact that I attributed this quote incorrectly to Robin Williams, and it's actually by a gentleman named William Gibson. So in the past, if I wanted to make this change, I would have to navigate through my CMS in order to find exactly where this piece of content is used. But now I can use this new feature called visual editing, which allows me to click this edit button in the draft mode toolbar, and it pops up contextual boundary boxes that will allow me to jump right into the location for this content in Sanity Studio. So if I hover over this particular piece of text, I can click on this button, Open in Sanity Studio, and just like that, I can see the actual piece of content that is used in that reusable component. So I'll go ahead and make that change now. Then I'll click Publish. I'll head back to my site, hit refresh, and the change has been made. What would take normally minutes, or especially if you're working on a large-scale website, hours, you've cut that down into seconds thanks to visual editing. And to show you how that piece of content is reused across the site, I'll take a look at a page that we've made, like the actual blog post, scroll down, and that quote is changed across the website. Okay, so you're probably thinking, this is probably going to take a lot of work to get set up, so really cool, would love to use it, but I don't have the time to make changes to my front-end code. Well, I've got some good news. To get started with Sanity and Vercel visual editing, you only need to make one small change to your client code that's embedded as part of your website's application if you're using the embedded studio. You can see here in the create client method, I have a studio URL, and since it's embedded, I'm just using /studio. If it's not an embedded studio, you can point to where the studio is hosted on any hosting platform, including Vercel. You can optionally specify where the source map is encoded, either the preview environment by default or another environment of your choosing. So how did we do it? How did we make it so that Vercel was able to point to exactly the location within the studio without having to make any changes to your code? We've developed a new API and standard in the industry called Content Source Maps, which allows you to specify arbitrary metadata on JSON. In this case, we're specifying the location within the studio of your JSON content, which is from this grok query on the left-hand side. We look forward to exploring more use cases in Content Source Maps as we publish this specification on GitHub. We think visual editing is going to be a game changer for companies working on large-scale websites and dealing with several pages of content that need to be QA'd fast and reliably. You can get started with visual editing today if you're a Sanity and Vercel Enterprise customer. If you're a Sanity Enterprise customer, you can use the Content Source Maps API to build your own version of visual editing or take more advantage of the metadata available in your content. Thanks for watching.